What's up, guys? We're gonna do another lesson from the closed guard today. This is gonna be again when I'm in a situation in which I can get hit. This is a very useful sequence for women to get into a triangle, which is a really strong submission for you guys where we can finish. It's also something you can do with sport jiu-jitsu from the overhook to set up to the triangle, and we'll talk about that later as well. So we're gonna be here, okay, in the guard. Now, same thing as we did in the last video. Chelsea's gonna go ahead and she's gonna throw a big strike at me, right? And I'm just gonna block here, right, with my lobster grip. I'm gonna catch here, right in the middle between her forearm and bicep, just like that. Now, instead of going here, like we did in the last video to create separation, what I'm gonna do this time is I'm gonna sit up, I'm gonna hug over her head and punch this arm through for an overhook, okay? So now, I'm completely clear on this side, but she can strike me on the other side. Right? So she can start trying to hit me on this side. So what I'm gonna do is when she goes to start hitting me on this side, I'm gonna block here, okay? So again, we're here, she starts to hit me, boom. Okay, now I just block, just like this. I just move that arm down, and this time on this side, I am going to go feet to the hip. So I'm gonna scoot out a little bit so I can get a little bit more space. I'm gonna go here, foot to the hip, in my half baby gorilla position. But now I have an overhook, right? So what I'm going to do here, instead of creating distance like we did in the last video, I'm going to slide down to the wrist and throw this leg over. If I can get over her shoulder, even better, because now I can put more biting pressure down on her to break her posture. If you guys can't reach this far, that's okay. You can go across the back, as high up on the back as you can. But if you can, try to go over here. Now, I'm just going to pull this knee to my chest, take the foot out, and now I come here to my diamond, just like this, okay? So let's do that one more time. So she goes to strike me, right? Boom, one, over the top, and then I hug, just like this, okay? She goes to hit me on the other side, I block here, foot to the hip, throw it over, and now I'm gonna slide down to the wrist, lean her over this way, throw this foot over the shoulder, take this out, and now I come here into my diamond position. Now, for the actual finish, the triangle finishing mechanics, you don't always have to do this, but it does help if you've got someone with broad shoulders. They're nice and big and strong. You can bridge up, get a 2-on-1 grip on the arm, punch it across, and then immediately bite back down. I'm using this crunch and now my control on the head to stop this arm from coming back, right? I don't have a grip on it anymore, but I'm crunching in to prevent her from getting it back. Can you get it back, Chelsea? No, she cannot, right? Now I'm going to adjust, and this is the most important part of the triangle, okay? You have to be able to adjust and take away as much space as possible. So I'm gonna reach with my opposite hand and I'm gonna grab the choking leg, the one that's over her shoulder, just like this. This is to keep a closed circuit so that she can't, so that when I go to adjust, right, she can't just pop up, right? If I go to adjust without keeping a closed circuit, she can just pop up. So, since I have to unlock, I'm gonna keep control of her head with this hand, and I'm gonna keep this here. Now I still have a closed circuit. She tries to pop up, right? Much harder. I can still control her posture. Now I'm gonna bring this foot to the hip. Now a big mistake I see is people just kind of turning like this and then locking like that, right? The problem with that is because I just turned that way, I have a lot of space in here that I left over, okay? So what I want you guys to do is to bring this leg up, right? Push it into the neck and then bite down, right? How's that, Chelsea? So you take away a lot more space that way, right? I can't even really fit a finger in here. It's much tighter. So now when I lock, make sure you don't go over the foot. Make sure you go over the shin, okay? It's much more powerful that way. If you do somehow end up on the foot for whatever reason, right? Flex your toes to the sky, right? It'll force you to lock back on your shin. And now I'm going to finish with an adductor squeeze, okay? I'm gonna pinch my knees together like this and then bite down like that with this outside leg to make it better. So pinch, bite, just like that, okay? So let's do that one more time, just for the triangle finishing mechanics. So I got to here with my setup, awesome, okay? So step one, arm across, bite down, grab, push off, up, across, down, take away all that space. Now I lock here, squeeze, just like that, okay? So now Chelsea's gonna show the whole thing. Go ahead, Chelsea. nicely done. Okay, so the sport finish for this that does not involve defending from strikes is not that different, guys. The only thing we're doing is I'm reaching up and I have to get my overhook and head control position myself. And now I'm going to push on the bicep, slide to the wrist, right, same thing. I come out over the top and I finish here, okay? That's a very famous setup. It's how Eddie Bravo caught Royler Gracie, and it works really, really well up to the highest levels of competition. So, you know, even though we started with self-defense, you know, blocking strikes and moving into that position, this is something you can do in sport jiu-jitsu too, and it's highly effective. So, hope you guys liked the video. If you did, make sure you share it. Make sure to like and subscribe. I have to say it, guys, it's YouTube law, but it really does help us. I appreciate your support, and we'll see you guys next time.